Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Organic Education Weekly Challenging Mathematics Question Session. This week, we're going to be looking at some Year 2 to 4 challenging mathematics questions, mainly involved with Australian curriculum requirement and also associated with ASA and ICAS exams. So let's have a look at the first one. So in this question, you need some background knowledge on algebraic fractions and also being able to correctly interpret the question from this wordy stuff. At the same time, you need to be able to understand how to logically develop a solution from this question. Let's have a look. So Mike bought a new house which contains a large swimming pool. He was very worried that it would take too long for the pool to be filled fully with water. Thus, he bought 4 pipes, A, B, C, and D, as shown in the picture. The shop assistant told him that it would take 2 days to fill the pool using just pipe A, 3 days just using pipe B, 4 days using pipe C, and 6 days using just pipe D. Now, in order to make sure the swimming pool is filled quickly, so Mike wonders how long it would take to fill the pool in hours and minutes if all 4 pipes working together. So the question is, we need to first understand how long. That's right. Okay, so if I think about if pipe A is opened for a whole day, okay, therefore, because we know for pipe A, it would take 2 days to fill the pool. So therefore, if I let it open for a whole day, then therefore we understand as a fraction, a half of the pool is filled. Okay. Similarly, if you think about what will happen if you let pipe B, then what happened? You may understand because it takes 3 days to fill the pool, so therefore it will be 1/3 of the pool which is being filled. Similarly, if it's pipe C, then we're looking at 1/4 of it because it takes 4 days to finish filling the pool, and pipe D, it will finish about 1/6 because it takes 6 days of the pool. So what will happen is now we need to bring everything together. All pipes open. For a day. And therefore, what will happen is from pipe A, you will have 1/2 of the pool. You will have 1/3 from pipe B. You will have 1/4 from C and 1/6 from pipe D. So this is in total, this is from pipe A, this is from pipe B, and this is pipe C and D here. So in total, this is as a fraction compared to a full pool that's being filled if you left it on for a day. So how do we solve this? Well, some of you guys probably learned how to solve fractions, additions, subtractions. So therefore, you need to use the lowest common multiple here. So what is the lowest common multiple between 2, 3, 4, and 6? So I'll show you one way to do it for lowest common multiple. You go by putting the numbers, so the denominators here, 2, 3, 4, and 6. And you write, you try to find a number first that is goes into more than one of the 4 numbers. So you realize 2, 4, and 6, 2 will go in there. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 doesn't go into 3, just copy that down. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Just keep going. You may realize 3 also goes in here, so 1 doesn't go. 1, 2, and 1. So right now, all you need to do is multiply all these numbers together, okay? Because these are all 1s, so it doesn't really matter. So the lowest common multiple in this case is 2 times 3 times 1 times 1 times 2 and times 1, which equals to 12. So in that case, you need to change this by doing 1 times 6 over 2 times 6 plus 1 times 4, 3 times 4, plus 3 times 4, 1, and 4 times 3, plus 1 times 2, 6 times 2, which gives you 6, 10, 13, and 15. So you get something like 15 over 12, but you realize that 3 goes into both 15 and 12, so it's like 5/4 of the pool is filled. Is that what we're trying to find here? Well, actually not. Just try to make it smaller. Okay, so what happens is we want to know how long it would take 4 pipes to fill a full pool. Now, right now you realize you don't need 1 day because you filled more than 1 pool. So you go from here. So you go from here, you realize that it will only take 1 day. That goes to 5/4. So how would you go to 1 pool, and what's the time here? So we can put that as a question mark. So now you realize this is something to do with something called directed ratio. So you realize that it will only take you 1 over question mark equals to 5/4 divided by 1, or over 1, doesn't matter. So that question mark, you realize, is the reciprocal of 5/4, which is 4 over 5 days. Okay? So how long is 4 over 5 days? Well, in 1 day, there are 24 hours. Okay? So in that case, what we get is something like 24 times 4 over 5. You can use a calculator, and that should equal to 0.8 multiplied by 24, which is 19.2 hours. Well, in an hour, this is like 19 hours plus 0.2 hour. So in an hour, that's like 60 minutes. So that's like 12 minutes. Okay, that's the answer. Okay.